When I look at my history, the girls who I have thrown bags and stuff at, they're girls who I wasn't planning on keeping around for the long term. Real talk. Like, I can afford you to, I've done it. Probably won't do it again, but I've done it.
Boom. Back again, new episode. Today's episode is going to feature one of my good friends, Michael, aka Sir Michael on Insta, aka call him Money Making Mitch. He's going to drop some gems in this episode, so stay tuned.
When you're growing up, a lot of the times they tell you, start a business or get a good job so that you can make a lot of money, you can afford a great lifestyle. Yeah. And I run with that. I started my first business when I was 19, dropped out of med school, done that, made a lot of money. But I've lived a...
What would you say made you your first million?
TV.
Yeah.
TV. So I started a TV show when I was 19 years old, and it was great. It was on Sky. It didn't make me no money when I was doing it, but because I wasn't making a lot of money, I had a relationship with the TV network that produced it, where I could take the show.
Yeah.
When I decided to. I owned my own IP.
Yeah.
So when I left the channel 4 years later, I sold it to a UK. I sold the past episodes to a UK channel. I realized I could make some money. And then I wanted to get it syndicated globally.
Yeah.
I would call up all the major distributors. Nobody would pay attention to me because they're like, it's not really, it's not gonna work. It's not, Graham Norton or Jonathan Ross or whatever. So I literally picked up the phone. For 3 months, I was on the phone, picking up the phone, calling up every TV network who would pick up my call.
Yeah.
3 months later, I had my first yes in Barbados.
Yeah.
I remember they paid me 20 grand for it. And then literally a couple of weeks later, Jamaica took it, and then Grenada, and then South Africa is that's when I secured the major. I had 2 of the biggest networks in South Africa take it, and then by the end of 2012, I was in 60 countries. Yeah. So that was really lit because I'd have my family calling me from Ghana. I remember I went to Ghana myself in 2013, and I was in the hotel room, and I was like, oh shit, I'm on TV.
You know that video, that kid, is that me? That me?
Frankly, I'm probably investing more of my money into crypto at the moment than I am into stocks. Yeah. Just because whilst the downside of crypto is while it is a highly volatile market, the volatility also presents you solid opportunities of very high returns. Yeah. I'm willing to take some of those risks, you know what I mean? I'm really, because especially like having got my last taste of blood in the last 15 months, where I'm putting in 5K and I'm getting back 51, 52,000. Where else are you making that kind of returns? I will sell my house, I will sell my business and listen, this next season of my life, it's all about making internet money, I want some of that internet money, bro.
So any gambler.
Listen, no, see, that's the thing. It's not gambling if you do your research. Yeah. If you do your research and you understand what you're investing in, what I've been very blessed to do is I have around me some of these crypto millionaires, right, who have made their money from crypto, so they understand, they've been doing it for a while. Until I have my own solid strategy, I've just been doing what they've been doing.
Yeah, copy and paste.
And it works.
It works, It's not broken.
Look, that's the #1 formula for success. Yeah. Find a mentor, find somebody who has walked the path that you're now walking on. Yeah. Do what they done until you can do better, until you come up with a better strategy. Yeah. But that's the best way to avoid unnecessary pitfalls and mistakes. Yeah. So that's what I'm doing. I'm not going through another season of missing out these opportunities, bro, because this is the one lie that we were told: make as much money so that you can afford a great lifestyle. And I've realized that if you have a business or if you have a great paying job or career that can afford you the lifestyle that you want to live, you're still in the trap, right? Because you're having to actively work in your job or actively work on your business in order to be able to afford your lifestyle. But what we weren't told, and what I've learned from some of my wealthier colleagues is that they make a lot of money so that they can invest it and allow their passive income, whether it be from crypto, stocks, property, whatever it might be, that passive income is what pays for their lifestyle. So if my man chooses to take a year off, he takes a year off and it has absolutely no bearing on his income whatsoever, right? Because he's not actively using, you can't use your hard-earned money to be paying for your lifestyle. It doesn't matter whether you're earning $1 million a year or if you're earning 50K a year. If you're using your active income from your business or from your job to pay for your lifestyle, you are in the trap. That's the reality, that's the real. And that's what we weren't told. I was making a lot of money. I was buying Lamborghinis, Bentleys, living the life. I could afford it, but I was paying for it. My investment wasn't paying for it. So if I decide to take a year off, my finances are depleting. Even though I may still be making money from my business and I don't actively have to be involved, it's not a passive income. It is an active income, which is supposed to be your seed money. That is supposed to be going into your ground to bear fruit. That is not supposed to be the fruit that you're supposed to be chopping. That's how people stay poor. And I've just got it. Don't make the same mistakes. Real talk. Because it's dumb. Like, it doesn't matter how much money you're making. Like, it's not about how much you earn from your job or from your business. It's about how much you're earning from your investments. And if you've got no investments, then boy, you'll be trapped forever.
Real talk, man.
Wakanda forever. Whee!
Is he building us?
Oh my gosh.
Is he building us? You feel pumped?
Listen.
You feel pumped?
This summer, get hench or die trying.
We're not going to die, we're just getting hench. No death allowed. And now things are starting to open up again. The man was like, you got this trip, that, blah, blah, blah. Like even the trip you mentioned, I remember what I said to you. I said, nah, I ain't coming nowhere. I'm chilling.
I hear that.
Even like what I was saying to you earlier, my target, I need to hit that target in savings. And the moment I hit that target in savings, I could literally start throwing, invest.
Make that money grow.
Then I said next summer, once my events grows back to what it was and more, and I've got extra coming, and I've got extra from investments coming, then I throw that in there as well. Then I could go back to how I used to move before with the constant travels and this and that. And I said no, because there'll be bigger investments there. I could probably even do it even more if I wanted to, because I know that, like you said, if it gets to that point where I'm like, I don't want to work, I don't have to. But knowing me, because I'm around people like you, Keith, Tunde, I'm gonna work harder.
Bro, do you know
I'm gonna go even harder.
Sometimes I feel sorry for our generation, because Instagram has got us all fucked. Where you think you have to be doing lifestyle in order to show that you've got money, or in order to show that you're popping, or in order to show that you're doing well in life. And a lot of the times, a lot of these guys who are living lifestyle like that, they've got no foundation. There's no foundation, there's no investment structure, they're coming back to nothing. You know what I'm saying? And that's the biggest problem that our generation is facing. It is this constant forcing that you have to show lifestyle. Bro, keep your money, man. Keep your money and invest it.
You see the other day,
Literally.
the other day I logged into that toxic app, Clubhouse, and I'd come on it like late at night, like I couldn't sleep, and some girls are bantering a boy about his bed. So I think he'd started an argument with one of the girls, and someone had FaceTimed him before, and they were like, you're doing lifestyle, your picture is like, show your headboard. So everyone PTR'd and put their headboards on display, and now they were sending picture of his bedroom where he had no headboard, and it was the heater, and I was like, raw, like this generation is so mad that they're putting pressure on someone over the most, brother.
And I'm sorry to say, like, unfortunately, half these girls who are here giving men all of this pressure, if you're lucky that they live by themselves, you're going to some shithole if you go to visit them. Like, real talk. Listen, man, them need to smarten up. You can't have girls. Yo, listen, I had this girl talking to me one time about my curtains in my yard. She came to my house, she was like, oh yeah, your house looks really nice, but like the curtains don't match, you need this color, that color, that color. Here's me thinking, yeah, every day D&G bell, D&G shoe, all of that, so I'm thinking, see something. Until I went to her yard. Fam, you know them old school 1992 black and white television sets? She still got a 1992 television set in your yard, and you have a nerve with a big back. And you're here telling me about my curtains. Listen. Bro, the same 1862 couch that her grandparents gave her. Listen, at the end of the day, I'm not even saying this to badmouth chicks, yeah? But this pressure on mandem to pay for everything and show you lifestyle. Look, I'm at the stage in my life where if I have to use money to entice you, I don't want you. I literally don't want you in my life. When I look at my history, the girls who I have thrown bags and stuff at, they're girls who I wasn't planning on keeping around for the long term. Real talk. Like, I can afford you to, I've done it. Probably won't do it again, but I've done it, right? But I did it because my goal with you was very short term. Yeah. If this is what's going to make you shut up for the next 3 months, cool. I've got 90 days in and out, no problem.
That's the opposite of Steve Harvey.
Like literally. But now the girls that will get my attention. Look, I haven't built all of this for you to come and take away and ruin overnight. I'm interested in people who are coming to help me preserve what I've built and expand what I've built. You understand? If your goal is to come and get as much as you can because he looks like he's got it, so he'll do it. I've got it, but I ain't doing it. Like, let's not get it twisted. That's not what I'm looking for at this stage of my life. You know what I'm saying?
You know what's funny? It's funny, yeah. You're saying this here because I was saying to a few people not long ago. I was saying,
what are we doing, flies?
The man them that I know that got it on the next level don't have to spend as much money to get women as the man them who are on the way up. You get what I'm saying? Because the man them who have got it already, once you see their lifestyle and see where they live and how they live. Say like for instance, I live here now and focus over there, you can see the pool and the jacuzzi. Let's say I lived here now and I was on Instagram and I was trying to get a girl now and I'm saying to her, oh, what are you doing tonight? My normal lifestyle now she'd be like, oh, where are you taking me? Blah, blah, blah. I'll be like, right, just come over to my house, bring a bikini, man. You gotta pour the jacuzzi.
Stay toxic.
You gotta pour the jacuzzi, you get what I'm saying? Like, if I say that right now, she'd be like, oh, okay, cool. I'll be like, oh, order Uber Eats, or I might get like a private chef to come cook, which would be cheaper than going to Mayfair, you get what I'm saying? Because the bottles are bought from the shop. The private chef might not cost anywhere near Mayfair, and I'll save myself money. But now, fast forward to my lifestyle, because she will see, again, the pool, she will be like, right. Yeah, my man has to take me here, he has to take me spa, he has to da-da-da. And I see it happen with certain men I know. And I'm thinking to myself, right, like I said in the last episode, money and designer is not a personality trait.
100%.
You know what I mean? And a lot of men don't get that. So
it's not that they don't get it, that's all they've got. Like, listen, I can meet girls who don't know anything about me or my lifestyle, and we will still have great banter. Because I have a nice personality. Like, I'm not saying that big myself, but I can hold a conversation, we can banter, we can do all of that stuff. There are certain men, and these same girls will tell me that, oh, it's so great being around great energy because I go out with these men and they come on the table and they take racks up from their pocket and put it on the table. How tacky!
Have you seen that?
How tacky!
Have you seen that?
If you have to do that, bro, you need to go to a personality school or something. I don't necessarily need a woman to earn as much money as me, or or whatever. But for me, what I find attractive is your mindset. Like, I'm attracted to women who have a progressive mindset, who are, number one, not people who are ungrateful, such that if I show you nice things, you're gonna act like you're too bougie and it doesn't mean anything to you, so you're not gonna be appreciative. Nah, I don't find it attractive. My boy calls me yesterday, and he was like, bro, I just took this girl on holiday, I just flew, did this, did that. And at no point did she even say thank you. And I was like, bro, I know what you're... I'm like, bro, no, but you know what? I've seen so much of that, right? And it's so off-putting to... I don't know what's going on with these girls' minds where it's like, yo, okay, I don't care what you've seen. And if a man does something nice to you, like being grateful, being appreciative, showing gratitude is the bare minimum. It's actually it's an attitude trait. Like being a grateful, gracious, thankful person and it's attractive.
Because you end up getting more.
Because you end up getting more. But you know what? It's just common courtesy. Do you know what I'm saying? One of my boys' birthdays coming up. His missus is trying to surprise him for a Mandem trip, to Amsterdam. And she was like, "Listen, I'm paying for the hotel and I'm paying for the travel there. All you have to do is what?" She said, "Oh, you have to do your COVID test, da da da." So she called to take my passport information, and I'm like, "Yo, man's getting flued out." Man's getting flued. I'm like, man's getting flued out by a chick that's not even mine. Do you know how sexy that is? Yo, I feel all kinds of giddy. I feel special.
No,
I can't, bro. Do you know how many times I've said thank you? Bro. It's only Amsterdam, but I'm like, yo, she's paying for the trip. Yo, that doesn't happen. Stay woke.
That day would even make me want to pay for their trip, like, bro, you know the ones. Bro. Be like, bro, oh yeah. This is a, you know what I mean, holiday for you, your girl, right? Tell her thank you from me, because once she's done a little favor for you like that, you're just like, rah.
Yo, you think my boy will ever leave this woman? Impossible. I will drag his ass back if he ever fucks up. I will drag him back myself. I'm like, yo, do this for us, bro. We all benefit if this relationship works.
Tell her next year, Barcelona.
Yo, I am rooting for this marriage, you understand? This shit has to work. This is the kind of woman you bring around. I've always loved swimming, but it hasn't been a heavy thing. But for the last few years since I've been in this house, bro, when you start paying, listen, this pool is heated every day from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. I don't care if you don't love swimming, you're jumping in.
When friends come,
I swear to God,
get in.
Listen, I don't care whether you like swimming or not. It has been paid for. You are jumping in. By fire, by force. So nice and joke. Yeah, I want a house with a swimming pool. All of that good stuff.
The running costs.
Bruh, until you start getting those bills, then you realize, I'm happy to go back to no pool, you know. I am happy. You know, some of these things, you have to do it in life. To say, you know, this is the thing,
Just to enjoy it. Yeah, enjoy your work.
Look, this is what I say to my guys all the time. And I say, look, I don't want my children growing up aspiring for a bigger house and all of that stuff. I want that to be so normal to them that they are aspiring to change the world. That is your goal. That is your vision. That's what you seek to do in life. But you see, for a lot of us who grew up with nothing. You know, you just wanted to get older, make some money, and get all of the things that you didn't have when you were growing up, just so you can prove to yourself and sometimes other people that you've made it. Over the last few years, I've made a lot of those dumb shits. Yo, I've had the Lambos, I've had all of those things. Now, I realize that, yo, yes, you can afford it, but what opportunities is it costing you? Right? Because if I cut down my outgoings by 50%, that's another 50% more that I can put in my investments, crypto. That I can put in my investments. That's going to be bringing me even more returns. Yeah. So I'm at a stage of my life, yo, I'm probably about to move into a little one room underneath, above Morley's or something. And put over. I probably won't do that, but I'm at a stage where.
Well, if he did do that, he owned the shop.
You best believe that. I have done all of those dumb shit. I've made all of those mistakes. I've had all of that. My ego doesn't require any of those things anymore. Yeah. So now I can be free mentally to focus and invest and not be distracted by all of these things. Oh, bro, come on. I've done it. I'm like, I think about it. Like the Pateks and the Rolex. Yo, what am I doing spending 40 bags, 70 bags on a watch? I'm not selling them. but I'm like, yo, I think about it now. And I'm like, yo, when I'm looking at the returns that I'm making on my investments, I'm like, how much further would another extra 40K, another extra 70K have done to my investments? I'm bringing 5x, 10x on these returns. Well, like, look at the opportunity.
Random here, when does it stop?
When does what stop?
The want for more.
So, the want for more money or the want for nicer things?
Money and nicer things.
So, for me, I have reached the point where I don't need, all right, look, I am a young black boy from South London, right? Who grew up in a, I didn't grow up in a council estate, but my mom worked really hard to rent the 3-bedroom house that we grew up in. It was nice, in the nicer part of Thornton Heath, but she didn't even own the house, right? My job growing up was, I wanted to retire mom, look after her. I managed to retire mom like 4.5 years ago. Her full-time job is babysitting my daughter, right? That's her full-time job now. So that was for me the goal. And the goal then was, I wanted the nicer things. Like, I wanted the nice cars, I wanted to live well, I wanted to do all of that stuff. I'm 33 now. I made my first million when I was probably about 26, 27. I've had Lambos, me and Keith and them, we've had twin Lambos, we've had twin Bentleys. I remember one time, bro, for my 30th birthday, I bought a brand new Bentley Super Sport convertible. I remember paying 250K for this car,
I remember when you showed me.
Bro, it was a sick whip. I was bowling, but I paid 50K for this car. I kept the car for 8 months. Sold it 8 months later for 160. 80K lost. You know what I just went and done? I went and got another Super Sport. Straight up. Went and bought another Super Sport. This time it was winter time, so it wasn't convertible, it was a coupe. I got rid of that car. Another 6 months later, went and bought another brand new Bentley. So within one 18 month to 2 year period, I had like 3 Bentleys. After I got rid of all these cars, my losses were in the 150K. Like 2018, I'm doing lifestyle in Dubai, popping bottles, doing it. I spent over 100 grand in clubs. And you know what? When I was doing it, my mindset was, YOLO, you only live once. I've made my money.
I'm gonna make it.
I'm gonna live so that you never know when you're gonna die. So I'm gonna live like I'm dying tomorrow. The truth is, I'm not dying tomorrow. And fast forward all these years forward, that's over $250,000, and that's just on that I've just mentioned. That I could have put into other investments. And look, as I've gone along, I have been pretty smart investing back in my business, investing in property, investing in a bit of crypto, where I can. But now that I'm a little bit wiser, now that my ego doesn't need to be stroked like that anymore, I look back on all of that and I'm like, what is the opportunity cost to me now? Because the opportunity cost to me, knowing what I know now, is not 250K, it's in the M's. Because if I had invested this 250K back then, following the same portfolio, not doing anything different, but following the current portfolio that I would have over 1.5 M's. So the opportunity cost is not 250K that I could afford. Yeah. It's 1.5 M. Yeah. I can't afford that. I can't afford to lose 1.5 M over doing dumb shit. Yeah. So I'm at the stage where, I don't care what car you see me in. I don't care what watches I'm wearing. Like, I still have those nice things, don't get me wrong. But I have learned now that, I don't need to do all of those things. The way that I prove to myself, first of all, I've got nothing to prove to anybody but myself, right? The way that I prove these things to myself is not acquiring more liabilities. It is putting more investments. I'm 33 now. It's hit me. 7 years, I'm going to be 40. 17 years time, I'm going to be 50. Past the age of 45, bro. I don't want to have to work for another day. You grew up wanting to run businesses and all of that. I'm at a stage where I don't even want to run another business. Yeah. I don't want to, over the last 3 years, I've been structuring my businesses such that I don't have to work in them. Yeah. Over the next 3 years, I'm structuring my businesses such that I don't even have to have them anymore. Yeah. Do you understand? I want my lifestyle and I want my income to be strictly from my investments, which I am sitting on a yacht in some sunny country making computer money. Yeah. But we are in our prime though, shit. We're in our 30s. Yeah. What they say, life begins at 40. Yeah. So technically we haven't even been born yet. This is what I like to say to the people message me, A lot of time people message me on Instagram. I'm 19, I'm 20, I'm depressed, I haven't got a job, I haven't got a career. 19, what are you doing stressing yourself out? Even if you're 30, if you look at a lot of these billionaires, apart from Zuckerberg, remember Warren Buffett is 90 years old,
Also, they're like in their 40s and 50s.
Stop putting unnecessary pressure on yourself. Life is a marathon. Life is a marathon, it's not a sprint. Take your time, get to find your feet, get to find what you love, get to find what contributions you can make to the world. Do it in your own time. Nobody's as successful as they look on Instagram. Don't be fooled. Nobody's as successful as they look on social media. A lot of it is stunting, and those that are not stunting, it's only a very small percentage who are actually making money legitimately. So don't fall into that cycle. Take your time, find what it is that you can contribute to the world. And all of these timelines, you have to be married by 30, have kids 35, own a house, do all of that. Fuck all of that. Those are bullshit rules and you don't have to let that apply to your life. Take your own time, do it at your own pace. Be happy. For me right now, that's my motive in life, I just want to be happy. I want to do everything that I'm doing because that's what I want to be doing. I don't want to do anything because I'm forced to, because I've put myself in a position in life where I'm being forced to do anything. No, I want to have the freedom to do what I want to do. And sometimes, and especially if you're at a stage where you haven't got much to lose, you don't understand the value of that. When you don't have a lot to lose, you have so much leverage. You can pretty much do whatever you want. Because once you start acquiring, if you think about success being a journey going up a mountain, right? Climbing up a mountain is hard enough as it is. But once you start adding unnecessary expenses, big houses, big cars, big liabilities to all of that, those are all then shackles that you put around your legs. That makes that journey up the mountain even that much harder, right? You don't need that. You don't need none of those liabilities. Free yourself, keep yourself free and light.
I remember saying to a couple of men, I'm not buying no designer for a long while. Yeah. And everyone was like, why? And I was like, Miami, something happened. And it was like, what happened? I said, it was a back-to-back trip. I'd gone to Dubai. I was around certain people, saw how they moved. But I was around certain other people and saw how they moved. Then I'd come back and I was thinking, okay, Miami trip. But out of everyone, I'm like, he's on top of the food chain. Yeah. But he's just like, my basic, casual. Yeah. So that made me come back, and I remember saying to the man, I'm not buying no designer for a long while. Like I don't deserve to treat myself. So I said, it has to be, I have to hit a certain target and just go above it, then I could do that. then every time, that's my, you know what I mean, treat to myself. Like, so it's just amazing when you're around certain people, how it affects how you assess things and how you see things. So I was like, oh, my man could afford to just stay at home for the rest of his life and not do nothing.
Yep.
And he'll still be fine.
Yep.
But he's just more focused on building back in Africa, building stuff over here, investing in people, investing in stuff in the States and all of that. And I'm just like, when he's giving me like little gems and that, I'm just thinking to myself, rah, you've got it all and you're so calm.
Yeah.
I ain't even scratched nothing yet.
Yo, designers don't make you successful.
Yeah.
Designers make you broke. Like somebody was saying to me a few days ago, oh, this girl, she's so blessed. Her boyfriend, the guy she's seeing just bought her a Patek and da 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 da. And like, yeah, that's cool, that's good for you. I ain't doing that shit, right? I bought myself a Patek. As a congratulations to myself after I closed X amount of deal.
Yeah.
You ain't close shit. And look, I'm not saying that I won't do nice things for my woman. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying, right? But I'm saying that you have to be smart and disciplined with the way you let money go, right? You've got nothing to prove out here by spending big P's on designer shit to show that you've made it. Yeah. Like I'm up in club with people who are wearing all the designer stuff, and as the bills come in, they're whispering in my ear.
Bro, I'm gonna. Remember I told you.
Bro,
that happened to buy. So now the bills come. The bill was something like 5K. Certain man disappeared. Like literally as the bill came, instant translocation.
Yep.
And when the drinks have come now, the same people appeared. But on Instagram now, they were dripped head to toe. Yep. They were the ones posing with the bottles. They had the pictures of everything. And I was looking at Insta and I was like, rah, like I've spent this amount on that night, the last night. And I was thinking to myself, I had this amount of drink and I was 6 bills down.
Yep.
And I left the club early. So I was like, was that even worth my time?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm in club with some of these super famous men on Instagram who are famous for being drip and Gucci masters and all of that shit. Right? I've been in club with most of these men, and the bill has come and they have disappeared. I've had to cover 25 bills, 25 bags on my own. To this day, ain't seen the P. One time I was up in these men, yeah, and I was like, yo, I'm not spending no P tonight. I'm on a calm one. You man are treating me because you owe me. That night there was no bottles popping, but I'm seeing the table next to us. They were popping bottles and doing whatnot. And that ended up on Instagram, making it look like that was our table. And I was like, oh, I see. This is all smokes and mirrors.
Green screens.
This is all smokes and mirrors. Half of the stuff that these men are putting up online isn't even them. At what point do you stop competing and trying to prove yourself?
Yeah.
I've reached the point where I don't feel like I have to prove nothing to nobody. I'm just simply focused on, yo, yes, I work hard for my money. And at first, my mentality was, well, look, I work hard for my money, so when you see me bowling, don't tell me nothing.
Yeah.
But I'm at the place where I'm like, yo, I work hard for my money, so I'm not gonna spend my money bowling, right? I'm gonna spend my money investing so that I can continue
bowling. Yeah.
But even when it comes to bowling, yo, I could not. There is not one thing. Yeah, all right, cool. I want to chop. That's like one of the things that I want to treat myself to. But I don't want.
Beat traffic.
Literally, it's a time save.
Get the chopper.
and even that, bro. I own an aviation company. Yeah. That's an investment for me. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? But I don't need anything. I might buy a bigger house in the future, but I don't need a bigger house. I don't need a nicer car. I don't need any more watches. I don't need any. I don't know, man. I'm at a place where
You're content.
I'm so ungassed.
Yeah.
I'm so ungassed. Like I have done all of that stuff, and I realized that, yo, every time I'd live, I live in the sticks. Every time I'd make a trip from the sticks to London, that journey in the Lambo or the Bentley cost me £120 every time I start my engine. When I look at, and I'm, you know, for real now, when I look at my white counterparts, yeah, who are just as wealthy or as cash rich as some of us, they're not living the lifestyle that we're living, you know. Like, I sit around with them, they come to my house and they're so unimpressed. Not because they can't afford it, they can afford it. But this was never their priority. You know, that this is, you know, I don't want to say it's a slavery mentality, but when you have come from a background of not having anything, you just want to get something. You just want to have something to show that, yo, I am no longer where I used to be. You know, but when we look at my white counterparts and my white colleagues, bro, they feel no pressure to have to prove this, right? Because they haven't come from the same place as it is, yes. But because we haven't come from the same place, now we need there is a certain level, there's another level of awakening and mindset transformation where we have to go through to understand that actually, yo, the idea was never to make money so that I can have everything that I wanted to have. It was to make money so that I can invest and create a solid foundation where I am good for the rest of my life. Then I can have whatever I need to have. Yeah, you know, everybody wants to live the life while they're young. They don't want to do all of that. I'm not telling you not to do that. I'm saying that don't do that with your money. Right? Don't do that with the money from your business or the money from your income, because then you are just putting yourself into a slavery mentality or into a slavery position. Whereas if you acquire assets first and you let the assets pay for the liabilities, you can build up liabilities till the cows come home, because you're not having to pay for it.
Hope you enjoyed this episode. Loads of gems in it. There's going to be more content like this. Going to feature more of my other friends. So it's not only going to be all the time man them videos, but still there's balance in this, even with the gems. So yeah, stay tuned for more.